let's go to Samsung world, shall we? So the Samsung Galaxy S25, we are just sitting here twiddling our fingers waiting for the S25 model to launch. The S24 series has been great. I've enjoyed mine, minus the cameras, which we discussed yesterday. I think the cameras in the S23 Ultra is better than the S24 Ultra, as crazy as that sounds. I have not been impressed with these cameras, but it's a Samsung device, very popular. I'm going to get one regardless of the cameras they put on there. I love Samsung devices, so I'm going to be getting one. Probably two, honestly. They should put 12 gigs of RAM in the base S25 this year. So if you like small phones, I would definitely encourage you to try the base S25. But I think the model that's going to be the best is going to be the S25 Plus, right? Should look relatively the same. Speaking of design language. But that's not the news that we have for today. The news that we have for today is we got our very first peek at the S25 Ultra. That's correct. Not a leak, not a graphic like with the iPhone 17 Pro. No, this is the real deal. Like somebody actually held it up in their hand and actually took a video of it. So this probably comes from a manufacturer. Somebody snuck one in their pocket, ran to the bathroom, and probably took a little 15-second video of it in the manufacturing plant, and then ran back to their stool and put it back on the assembly line. Probably what happened. We're getting right around the time, and we'll take a look at it here in a second. We're getting right around the time where you're going to start seeing real world leaks, IRL, in real life leaks. These are expected to launch. We have our Samsung Unpacked event on. It's not official, but it's going to be mid-January. And then you're going to be able to buy these in store, online, here in late January. I believe the 22nd is the official launch date where you can go into a store and buy one. So that means they're going to announce it probably on the 15th, something like that. So we're getting right around there where they're producing these. Like for Samsung, if you're putting out this S25 model, everything's signed, sealed, and delivered. Everything's locked and loaded, meaning everything on the device. And in fact, they've already started manufacturing these at these manufacturing plants because, well, if you're Apple, if you're Samsung, you sell millions of phones. So you have to manufacture millions of phones. You have to physically make millions of phones. So when launch day comes, or pre-order comes, you start selling phones, right? And when launch day comes, you start shipping them out. And that occurs right now. So we're about 7 weeks away. So 4 weeks would be December 26th. And another 4 weeks would be January 26th, but they're going to release it on the 22nd. So yeah, we're about 7 weeks away. That's right around a sweet spot when Samsung is starting to mass produce these. So I guarantee you it was somebody at the manufacturing plant. So a hands-on video of the alleged S25 Ultra has leaked online, showing off a working unit with new rounded corners. Tipster Ice Universe has confirmed that the video it was mislabeled as, when it first came out, as an S24 Ultra, and it's actually the S25 Ultra. So I think what happened is Ice Universe put this out, and he's probably the most famous leaker when it comes to Samsung and the Android world. I think he mistyped, or his keyboard, you know how to autocorrect sometimes, especially if a new model's coming out. That happened to me the other day. I was typing in S25, and it automatically corrected to an S24 just because I'm so used to typing in S24. So he went back and corrected it. It is the S25 Ultra. Now, this device features glossy metallic finish and a design shift from the sharp right corners of the S24 Ultra. Now they are rounded, similar to the S24 Plus. It looks like a big S24 Plus. So let's go ahead and check out the video here. Come on now. There we go. Well, it looks like a Samsung. It looks like a S24 Ultra, just with rounded corners, which is a good thing, right? I think they have a classic design. Now, how long they sit on this design, going back to Apple, we have no idea. I'm talking about Samsung, but referencing our Apple discussion, how long they're gonna sit on this iPhone design. I think Samsung, they've been on this design since the S22, right? So S22, S23, S24, S22, 23, 24, 25. This will be the fourth year. I think they can go one more year, and then after that, I would like to see some sort of design change next year for the 26th of S26, which would be the fifth year. But anything after that, they absolutely have to make a design change. But I think this is the best looking one. I don't necessarily like super rounded corners like an iPhone or a Pixel. I like slightly rounded. So instead of being a sharp right angle where the two edges meet, I want it just to be slightly curved right where those planes meet to make a right 90-degree angle. I want to see a slight curvature, and I think that's what they're going to give us. It looks fantastic. I cannot wait. So if you want to see that video again and again and again and make a judgment for yourself, you can go to esimstudios.com and you can watch that as many times as you want, 1,000 times if you want. But make sure you subscribe to eSIM Studios. I am going to stay up to date, keep everybody up to date on everything iPhone, on everything Samsung, on everything Google Pixel, and on everything OnePlus. Oh, did I say OnePlus? Speaking of OnePlus, as you know, we're getting ready for, here in America, getting ready for the OnePlus 13 launch. So the OnePlus 13 has been launched on the other side of the world in China, right? And we're just, again, twiddling our fingers, waiting for this device to hit here in America. Well, it's gonna be pretty soon. I don't believe we have an exact date for the OnePlus 13, but it's got to be coming soon because I got word they were going to launch in the US before the new year. That's all that I know. So it could be it won't be next week, but probably mid-December. So probably another 2 to 3 weeks. It can't be late December because that's getting close to Christmas. I think they have to launch this before Christmas because they want to hit those holiday sales, right? They want some people to get this OnePlus 13 under the Christmas tree or possibly in their Christmas stocking. So I think you're going to see this OnePlus 13 released probably in 2 weeks, early to mid-December. Now, the OnePlus 13 looks to be a fantastic device. However, might not be the best bang for your buck if you are penny wise, if you are dollar conscious, right? Because how could we forget the R version? So OnePlus, I think it was a hit. I don't have sales numbers, but I got the OnePlus 12R. Fantastic device. For your money, no lie. Minus a nothing phone 2A. Right? If you talk about bottom of the barrel, the cheapest, best phone you can buy, it's the CMF Phone 1. If you're talking about the next step up from that, where you still get a good device, but you're not spending anywhere close to $500, you get the Nothing Phone 2A. That's the best phone for $350, the Nothing Phone 2A. And the next step up from that, right around the $500 mark, is going to be the R version from OnePlus. So the OnePlus 12R. So what it is it's basically last year's flagship, rolled up, packaged in, ready for sale. So it's basically last year's flagship phone. It's got last year's specs, and they're selling it this year. Now, technically, the OnePlus 13, the regular version, is going to have the new Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU, right? With the Orion cores and the absolute beast of a CPU. But the OnePlus 13R is going to have what a lot you could technically say has current specs, flagship specs, because there's phones being released as of this month or last month with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, right? That's technically, well, I guess not technically, but the 8 Gen 3, because technically there are phones you can buy right now with the Snapdragon 8 Elite. But for a large majority of the year, the flagship CPU was the 8 Gen 3. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, guess what? That's going to be powering the OnePlus 13R. I think that might be the phone to get, because if you're watching how much money you spend, right? If you don't want to spend, and look, OnePlus, actually their regular model, the regular flagship model, you can argue is the best value because they blow away basically any other flagship phone in spec wise. CPU, RAM, storage, cameras, the whole package. You can get a spec'd out phone, probably the best spec'd phone, for what, $799, and if you catch them on a pre-order, they're I think $749, maybe $699. I mean, the specs beat the S25 Ultra. That'll be twice as expensive. The OnePlus 13 will have just as good specs or better, and you can get it for literally $600 less. Seriously. So depending on where you want to go, either way, point is you cannot go wrong. Whether you get the OnePlus 13 or you get the OnePlus 13R, cannot go wrong. I think I'm going to get I want to say get both, but I said I'm going to get both on Samsung. That's like 4 phones in like a month. So I don't know if that's going to work, but look, we're growing. We're a growing channel over here. We passed 100,000 subscribers, but I don't have these companies sending me all these phones. I got to shell my own money for a lot. Not all of them. Nothing has sent me some phones, and Samsung did send me one phone, but I got to buy all this stuff. So I may get one and one. I may get one Samsung, whether it be the S25 Plus, S25 Ultra,